Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Hope everybody has a great weekend, especially Monday, which office will be closed. Be no call on Monday, so be happy, be safe, and do what you got to do with your family or friends, or maybe go hit a round of golf or play some tennis or sit around the beach. So yesterday we spoke about term policies compared to whole life policies, and got some phone calls and got some more clarification for some agents. So probably in about another month or so, I may go a little bit deeper into each one to where you can get more educated. When you get more educated on a term or a whole life or a UL, I'm asking you not to go into all those details with a client, because sometimes it's overwhelming and you end up overwhelming them with all the knowledge, and it kind of like could blow up in your face. So consider how much information you want to tell them. Excuse me. Today I want to talk about delivering a policy. When should you deliver a policy? What's the proper way to do it? Is there a certain day you do it? So what I want to do is start off with like a new agent. A new agent who's just starting off either with us or in the insurance market or doing final expense. I think it's very important for you to deliver your policy, no matter if it's a very small policy, for the mere fact is it's going to help you get acquainted with a possible remorse. Talk about new agents, then I'm going to talk about the veteran agents on my opinion on what you should do. When a new agent comes to work in this field, or they come from mortgage protection, or they come from doing only Medicare Advantage or Medicare supplements into final expense, Medicare Advantage, you're not collecting any type of premium. So if the person changes their mind, you're going to get a charge back, but yet you don't have to overcome the objection, I can't afford it. When it comes to what we do, final expense, you need to collect money from people. You need to get either a wet check, yet most of the times what we do is we get a draft first premium. So what ends up happening is that when you leave the house, if you don't do a proper cool down, there's a possibility the client will get the policy, turn it back, say I don't want it, within the actual 20 or 30-day free look, depending on your state. My thoughts is to deliver your policy all the time. So when you deliver your policy all the time, what you're doing is that you're getting back in front of your client and you're letting them know that you care about them. What do I mean care about them? You're actually taking time out of your day and tell them I'm taking time. Thank you, brother. Have a good weekend. Tell them I'm taking time out of my day because I think it's important for me to deliver your policy, because what you did was something very important to you, and I just want to make sure that when I leave today, you totally understand what you and I talked about and what you did. When you deliver a policy, you need to pull it out of the envelope that it comes to you in, okay? Put like a little I love you letter in there. Congratulations, you've been approved for immediate benefits with the company you're delivering for a policy amount of $10,000, $15,000. Sign it on the application or on the letter, and then what I like to do is sign it in blue to where it looks like it's original. You sign it in black, it looks like it can be something that was either photocopied, even though you have their name on top. Then on the bottom right-hand side, I like to put in blue, thank you very much, call me anytime. When you deliver a policy, what you're doing is that you're hopefully preventing a chargeback. You are reinforcing to the client what they've done because you're going to show them everything again. You cut back on buyer's remorse. I think I made the wrong decision. I think I spent too much money. Is there something better out there? I probably should have waited and shopped around. Oh my God, why did I do this here? Oh, I should have spoke to somebody else. Oh, so what ends up happening is that when people make decisions on buying something, their mind tends to sit and say, did I make the right decision? I think we all have that thought process, especially when it comes to buying a life insurance policy, because it's an intangible. You're buying it, you're paying for it, somebody else is reaping the benefit, yet you are saying, I'm doing the right thing. But yet it's so easy to sit and say, cancel, because when you buy a couch, it's kind of hard to send it back, or a washer and dryer. So when you deliver a policy, you need to sit down with the client and talk to them about what a great decision they made, reinforce that it has removed the burden from them. When you highlight their name, the policy number, the face amount, their monthly premium, go to the second page where it's got the summary. And depending on the company, some companies have paid up in additions and extended term. Not all do. Depending on the company, highlight the cash value. I like to highlight the entire line going down. Emphasize like maybe line 12 to 15 where you got like a nice big chunk of money down there. Paid up additions the same, and then the extended term, and kind of explain to them this program comes with the ultimate when you pass away. Your son Anthony and your daughter Marie, hold on a second, go to the back of the policy. I like to put a little tab sticking out of the policy. Go back there where it's the actual application, highlight Anthony, highlight Marie, highlight if it's 50-50, if it's contingent, whatever it is, and say, this is something that your children, Anthony and Marie, are going to get. You're hitting the soft spot. You're hitting their heart. Go back to the summary page and say, this is for you in the event you need this here. You got a cash value in the event you don't make a payment. The company will automatically borrow the money from your cash value. In the event you hit the lotto, whatever, you decide to get married to a multimillionaire, you can get the policy and say, you know, I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to stop making payments, and I'm going to get X amount of dollars. On line 15, it could say $2,242. I'm going to get that in a paid-up policy. Or if you become ill, God forbid you're diagnosed with terminal cancer, lung cancer, something very, very serious, and the doctor gives you a year or 2 years to live, okay, and you go down to line 15 and it goes 8 years and 92 days, you can tell them that they can elect to do the extended term portion of it. From there, they're going to get the full face amount, make no more premiums, and the policy sits there. What you're doing, you're telling them the values of how and what they bought. The whole purpose of going back and delivering it is, so first of all, you don't get a chargeback. Because what happens to a lot of people, they receive something in the mail, they look at it, and actually they just sit and say, I don't want it. And the reason they say they don't want it is that we may not have done a good job when we left the house enforcing, reinforcing, showing them the value of why they should do business with you and why they made such a good decision to get a policy for Anthony and Marie. Whenever I'm visiting with a client and we're going over a policy, I like to change it from a generic beneficiary and hit a word that is called family. Husband, wife, child, whoever they're going to put as a beneficiary, this is what Anthony's going to get, this is what Marie's going to get. I'm personally going to deliver them a check. If the program is for $15,000, I'm going to deliver Anthony a check for $7,500. I'm going to deliver Marie a check for $7,500. When you take it from a beneficiary to a person that they love, what you're doing now, you're hitting their emotions. Because everybody on this call knows what we do in sales is an emotional and a financial decision. We've got to hit the hot button. People buy on what we share with them, the reasonings, what they hear, what they think. Yet what they do, they keep it based on the logic, based on what we discuss with them. So when you leave a house, you kind of button it up. The old-fashioned, you got to kind of put some cherry or whipped cream on it. To when you leave the house and you exit, they said, I made a good deal. Now, to go back and deliver it reinforces what you've done. Now, for a new agent, predominantly, even for a seasoned agent, sometimes a great place to ask for referrals. You've gone over the program with them. They love it, all that stuff there. And what I do when I leave a house, when I was on the road every day, I had pre-made thank you cards up. I already had my actual return sticker on top. I had the stamp on there, had everything filled out with my name signed on it. I pulled the card out and I put down, Dear Mrs. Jones. Then on the outside, I'd stick it up. Then I put their name, Ms. Jones, 1414 Marketbury Lane. I'd go to a post office box or post office, drop it in there. So hopefully they get it the next day. So we did the sale. They get the card hopefully the next day, if not the day after. Week later, 2 weeks later, depending on your schedule, you go deliver it. Did you get my card? Oh, thank you very much. Actually, I put an extra couple company cards in there, so if you want to share them with any of your friends. You started sharing with some friends. go over the policy with them and say, oh, by the way, the cards that I left you, would you like me to give you more cards so you can give them to your friends so I can give them the free information I gave you? Are there any of your friends you would like for me to call to find out for you if they need the information? Can I help any of your family members? What about your child? What about your aunt? What about your uncle? What about your neighbor? Now it's a good time for you to ask for referrals. When I first started the business, I didn't like asking for referrals. To me, it's kind of like a little bit embarrassing. I felt like I was begging. I felt like I was kind of like, it just didn't feel smooth to me. Once I started doing it on a regular basis, and I saw the benefit of asking, the pain started to go down because the sales started to go up. All you got to do is say, is anybody you like for me to go over this information with them, and mention your name. Then if they say, oh, sure, and they're really, really happy to help you, say, can you do me a favor and call Frank, call Marie, call John, and tell them that I'll be contacting them about this, or that. Okay, either a Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplement, a mortgage protection plan, a whole life plan, an accidental plan, whatever you did with that client, let them know to where they can kind of sprinkle some love on the client, friend of theirs, so when you call them, they at least have an idea who you are. Now, should you call to make an appointment to deliver policy, or should you drop by? I like to call and make an appointment to do that there. They know they bought a policy from you. Come by. I like to take them coffee cups. Now it's coming up towards the first of the year. I'm going to recommend you guys to get calendars with your name on it, your phone numbers. A lot of agents just like to give something away to the client. Okay, I've done coffee cups for years. Matter of fact, I probably got a couple hundred of them still here, because I was on a buying binge and I got such a great deal. I bought them. I went and delivered a policy last week. I gave the lady 4 cups for her grandkids. She thought I was the best thing since sliced bread. So a cup back then cost me about maybe $1.25, $1.50 each. I sit and figure, if I got to spend $3 more to reinforce a policy, make them happy, to me it's kind of like buying my own little insurance policy, to where they may say, I really don't want to cancel it because he was so nice. He gave me some of his cards, and he gave me also some coffee cups. The purpose of delivering a policy is that if you're around town, if you're working 25, 30 leads a week, it sometimes may be a little challenging to deliver your policy. If you're an agent, even a seasoned agent, my recommendation is that if you got a policy for over $55 or $60, okay, depending, you decide the cutoff you want. Even if you're on the road traveling, I would make it to where I would deliver that policy, because a little $30 policy chargeback hurts. A $60, $70, $80 policy will make a grown man cry. So you got to sit and think about it. Do I deliver the policy and go a little bit out of my way, or do I sit and say, I'm not going to worry about it, I've got more people to see? The thing about it is, the more people you got to see, it is the hope and desire that they will buy something from you to make a sale. Delivering a policy, they've already bought from you, they trust you, they know you. I think it's worth you spending 20 minutes, 30 minutes on the way out or on the way in to drop by, give them a token of appreciation, a coffee cup, whatever you want to give them is something that is just a nice gesture. Go with the policy with them. You don't have to be there for 2 weeks. Kind of go, I've got another appointment. Look at your watch. I just wanted to come by and visit. I think this is very important for me to go over this with you to where you totally understand the great decision you made. Show them the highlight. I like highlighting in yellow. To me, yellow is a more pleasant color, and it also catches their attention. Go over everything with them, the cash value, reinforce them how the policy stays level, the face amount stays level, reinforce everything to them. If you do not leave them any type of like brochures from the company, give them some brochures, because you're going to get another agent that's going to come in behind you and could say something negative about the company you're representing that day. So if you let the client know that if they get another card in, don't send it in, call you. If another agent happens to come by, say you've got it taken care of, Joe's your agent. This is something to show you how long the company's been in business. Royal Neighbors, 1895, started by 9 women. Great company, my favorite company. Make sure when you get the paperwork in about the free will, you got Foresters with the free will. Whatever the company has that has buzzwords, reinforce them so when they think, when another person comes in, hopefully their subconscious tells them, Joe's a nice guy. He delivered the policy. He explained it to me. He spoke to me nice and easy. He allowed me to ask questions. He didn't interrupt me. He was listening to me. All of these things go into a person's mind on making a decision of what they're going to do. So when you go to deliver it, not that you weren't nice before, but since you're going to be a little bit nicer, you're going to talk a little bit slower. Even if you got to go somewhere and you're running late, take your time because that money's already in your checking account. That money is already, you may have already spent that money. Then when they decide they change their mind, you're gonna cry like a baby. So, okay, does anybody have anything they like to say? Anything that they like to do on delivery if they call, drop by? If you call them a couple times and they don't answer their phone, then I would drop by and share it with them, okay? Now, you got to be careful about opening up somebody's mailbox and putting their policy in there because that's against the postal rules, so I caution you on that there. If you go to their house and they're not there, they've got a carport, maybe leave it in the carport, leave it by the front door, put it on a window seal, put a little note on their front door saying your policy's here. You got any questions, call me. I've tried calling you. So, Jay, who's got a question? Okay, Jack Skaggs, you're on the air. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Joe. Reinforcing on what you said regarding the delivery, I'm a firm believer in doing that. Re-solidifies it, goes over it. But, one of the things I'm going to start doing and have been doing is saying when I come by, I do call them to set the appointment. If you have any loved ones or family members, while I come by to deliver your policy or your certificate that would like to be there, I could go over it with them as well and deliver your policy and show them what a policy looks like. So if you'd like to invite them to be there, I will be there tomorrow, whatever time I schedule with them. But that's just another way to get an added referral and a great time to do it when you deliver a policy to their loved one, their friend, their neighbor, what have you. Just a thought.
No, I like that one there. Yeah, I like that there because you said think about it. Everybody's got a friend, and you just never know. Or maybe you might want to say if it's your sister or a brother or a child they're going to put as a beneficiary, why don't you maybe have them there so when I'm going over with you, they may have a question, and that would be a good time. Do you have any type of coverage for yourself? I like that. Thank you. Jack, you worked in Virginia. How many sales did you make this week when you were up there working out of town with your son?
I believe, Joe, my count on that was 7 sales.
Okay. And you were there for what, 1 week?
Yeah, Thursday to Thursday. Came in yesterday afternoon. One thing about when you're working out of town or out of your market, you have nothing to do but work. Although I did, because my son was working during the day, so I had to work until he got home. You don't have any reason not to work. Let's put it that way. But it was good. It was a good time.
The nice thing about it is that when you work for yourself and you do choose to go visit a child, if you have a child out of town or a grandchild out of town, it's just nice that you can visit with them during the day. You can work. So Jack ordered leads for him when he got up there, went out there and made 7 sales. So he didn't miss a beat. He didn't take a full week off of work to make no money and go blank. He decided, let me kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone. His son lives up there with his new bride. They hung out in the nighttime, and Jack was rocking and rolling during the daytime. So good. Okay, brother, thank you very much.
Thank you, Joe.
Anybody else have it? Okay, brother, thank you. Anybody's got anything they'd like to say or add? If you do me a *2. Jay will open you up. Anything about if you deliver a policy personally, do you mail it? Do you let it go straight from the carrier? What are your thoughts? If you want to say anything, please do a *2 and Jay will open you up. Okay. Nobody wants to chit-chat. So with that said, everybody have a great holiday weekend. No call on Monday. Thank you very much. Be careful. Be safe. Call us if you need us. Bye-bye.